Saturday marks the 10th anniversary of the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. During a meeting on February 11, 2013, Pope Benedict announced his resignation in Latin. It took effect a few weeks later. He retained the title of Pope Emeritus until his death late last year. But how is he being remembered in his native country of Germany? Joining us now from Germany is Rudolf Gehrig, EWTN Vatican producer and correspondent for CNA Deutsch. Rudolf, great to see you as always. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are right now in Germany and why it's so important for the faithful?
Good evening, Tracy. I am in Altötting right now. This is one of the most important Marian pilgrimage sites from the German-speaking world and has this famous Marian shrine behind me. Since 1489, every year believers from all over the world come here on pilgrimage. Even 3 popes have already visited this place. Pope Pius VI, John Paul II, and of course Pope Benedict XVI. For Benedict, this was always a special place because he was born not far from here.
And, you know, one thing I want to touch on, Rudolf, is I know that many people really still don't understand why Pope Benedict resigned nearly 10 years ago. Have we learned anything new recently?
Yeah, this morning I was at the birthplace of Josef Ratzinger in Magdel am Inn, which is just 15 minutes away from this place. And there I had the opportunity to speak with the Bavarian journalist Peter Seewald. There's no journalist who has a closer connection to Pope Benedict than Peter Seewald, who has published numerous books with Cardinal Ratzinger and Pope Benedict. And Seewald told me this morning that Benedict was already thinking about a possible resignation early on. His health had always been very challenged and his condition worsened after he was elected as Pope. And Seewald told me that Pope Benedict had already suffered from insomnia since 2005 and did not expect to live so long. So Benedict's concern that his health was making it impossible for him to serve well as Pope eventually led to the decision to resign.
And Rudolf, also, before I let you go, how is the Pope Emeritus being remembered in his native country of Germany?
Yeah, some Germans have had a divided relationship with Ratzinger from the very beginning. Already as Archbishop of Munich, he was opposed by some circles from Germany. But at the same time, those people who met him personally spoke of him quite differently. Today, those who knew him are still impressed by his modesty, his humility, his subtle humor. So people from all over the world come to Magdel am Inn, this small town in Bavaria, to visit the house where he was born, which is now managed by a foundation. And a representative of this foundation told me this morning that he had this impression that visitors from abroad are more grateful for Pope Benedict's life and work than their own countrymen. That, if you will, Tracy, is biblical. The prophet in his own land always has a hard time.
Well, Rudolf, thank you so much for that report. Always appreciate it. Rudolf Gehrig, EWTN Vatican producer and correspondent for CNA Deutsch. Great to see you.